I just don't have digest magazines. I also have a lot of paperbacks here too. This section here is my paperback, science fiction paperback section. And you see that, it's just like in there. It starts from A to Z, Asimov to there's Lovecraft and to Van Vogt. And there's where Conan and Tarzan. So you can see there's more behind there too. Because, again, there's only so much space. Ray Bradbury behind there. This was a cool one. This one is like a really old paperback. I really like the old vintage. This was those Dell paperbacks. I actually got this one in high school. And this one I bought recently, an old Philip K. Dick paperback collection. Down below there, well, actually there's some more of those, but down below there is the more of the my political paperbacks. So you have the books about FDR, Truman, Lyndon Johnson, Kennedy, the making of the president books, and so on, because I'm very much into politics. And then down below you have more of the entertainment type books. Here's something cool. The Exploits of Han Solo. It's like a box set of them, and they're in perfect condition. I got this at like a thrift store for like $1. And biographies and so on. Anyways, my selection of paperback books won't be complete without a mention of the other paperbacks I have over here. And let's just start with these ones here. These are the literature ones. You can probably see the titles a little better by just going along there. It starts from A to Z, and you see Albert Camus, Don Quixote, Dostoevsky, and some of the more classic literature type ones. And there's Camus in there, The Plague, Clockwork Orange, Truman Capote, and so on. Some of them I like the really vintagey type covers, like that one there. There's the Saul Bellows, Augie March, and so forth. Then down below we have the H's, and H to, so we got Hemingway all the way to Ayn Rand. There's Dorothy Parker, and so forth in here. There's a bunch of books of both by Hemingway and about Hemingway in here, so there's a bunch of those. The Aldous Huxley and a bunch of D.H. Lawrence and so forth. And then we get just sort of random ones down here, so the T to Z plus everybody else. And then over here we have a lot of the series type books, like my Nick Carter books, my Shadow novels are all in here. Captain Future is right there. I only have one of those. Doc Savage and so forth. These are all Shadow ones down below there, and then plus the Nick Carter ones. And these are all my Nick Carter. I had actually gotten rid of some of them but these are all filed A to Z. Actually, the very first Nick Carter book I ever bought was this one from 1965, Fraulein Spy. I bought that at a hobby shop when I was like 13. Then you got the mystery books right above it, so there's Agatha Christie and so on, all in here. A lot of Agatha Christie. And then the kids' books are just along there, the Boxcar Children, and then the Wizard of Oz books, and so on. And I have an Agatha Christie book up there too, just because I didn't have room for it. That's it for the paperbacks. Some people are probably wondering about what my comics are like. So my comics collection, I don't want to go through all that, but here's just a random box that has my Batman comics in it. So both Batman and detective comics. And just gives you, I'm a real cheapskate when it comes to comics. So all this stuff was stuff that I got in the cheap boxes. I don't think I paid, more than $1 each for, most of these issues. And it just goes in numerical order. These are ones from the 70s, and you know, this goes on and on. Here's some those 100-page giants. I always like the giants where they would reprint various stories. I just happen to have this box out because I was looking on eBay to see if there were any issues I needed of Batman. And I'm not even a collector of Batman particularly. I just, you know, I collect everything really. So these are kind of cool, you know, covers. I kind of stopped my Batman collection for the most part around the 1980s. Once you get to the 1980s, it's like, you know, less interest to me. Maybe because I have, you know, less of a nostalgia feeling about it. So this one's from 1988. It's pretty much where my Batman run ends. Then we get to some of the miniseries. There's Batman Family, sort of a spin-off series of Batman. And then Detective Comics. These are reprints of some of the early issues from the 40s and 50s. And then this is actual issue from the late 60s. And so forth. This is a really cool cover. And so I really like Detective Comics because I kind of like the issues where they would have more than just Batman. They would have other features, you know, in the things there. Here's some of those giants. So, 100-page things. And so forth. But you know what? I've not actually read, I would say, 90% of these because we've got time. But it's cool to have, you know. And eventually I might get some time. I'll have time to read some of these. But you know, when you're buying them for like $1 each at a convention, you just stock up just for future, you know, use. And here's issue number 500 of Detective Comics. And so on. Then you get into the 1980s. I actually started buying Detective Comics around this time. I bought these ones new back in 1985. And then, as well as these ones. And then my collection of Detective stops actually around 1987. That's the last one. It was Brave and the Bold from the 1960s. Again, I bought those real cheap. They were, you know, these are reprints. But, you know, again, I was reluctant to spend more than $1 on anything. So, you know, all these, any Batman-related ones, you know, his series, they went in here. Batman Swamp Thing. And so forth. And it keeps going. And Batman and the Creeper. I always liked Batman and the Creeper together. They made good foil for Batman. The Creeper did. And here's Legends of the Dark Knight. This is a 1990s series that I got simply because it was drawn by some cool people. So that was that. I made an exception for that. So reprint series, and then 0 out. That's it. My Batman collection. Just give you an idea. Just think of this, you know, similar to my other series, and I'll give you an idea of what I've got.